you let me know if I'm on that camera?
You are perfectly on the camera.
Perfect. Awesome. All right. Well, hello, anyone that's watching right now. We tried to set up the Discord call in, but it's not working just yet, and it's our first time. So please be patient. We will try to get that up and running. We've got microphones coming too this weekend, and we're trying to upgrade some things. I need a better stand for the camera, so we'll work on that. Either case, what I'm going to do now is go ahead and add some water to the steamer. We're going to work on these beautiful hats that we washed together a couple nights ago. So as always, first things first, roll up the sleeves because that's when real work gets done. If I don't stare directly at the camera like I'm looking at you in the eye, that's just another thing that I kind of do naturally, is look at other things. I feel more comfortable that way, and I'm a little nervous when doing any of this stuff, but it's just how I deal with my autism, and I like to face fear. So that's what we're doing here. If there's anyone in the chat that wants to say hello and let me know about your day, I'd love to hear about it. Morgan is sitting right over there. She's going to let me know what anybody says, so I don't really have to stare at a camera in the first place or on the screen. If you're watching this later, after I posted it or anything like that, keep in mind to show up for a live if you want to talk about your day, because I like to hear about that stuff. So Morgan says I need to step over this way a little bit more. Is that too much?
No, it's perfect.
This is good right here. This is the center zone.
That is the center zone.
All right. All right. Now that I got the sleeves up, we're ready for some real work. I like this shirt. It's very comfortable. So the trick is to use good water whenever you're steaming. If you use hard water, you are going to end up with a big mess. You don't want to have the calcium and whatever else is going to be in the water getting involved. Otherwise, it ruins your equipment. Now, granted, this isn't very expensive equipment. You can probably get this anywhere cheap. I think I got this at like Aldi or something. I'm not going to lie, it's nothing fancy. I wasn't sure if it was going to work, so I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money until I knew for sure. Am I still centered over here?
Yeah.
I feel like I'll be like right in this area mostly.
You've got somebody that said hi. Vlogs Sawyer.
Who?
Vlogs Sawyer.
Vlog Sawyer. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Feel free to tell us about your day. Morgan will tell me what you're saying so I can keep working, but I'd love to hear about what's going on in the world. Where are you at in the world? 40
people watching.
Oh wow, 41 people are watching. That's crazy already. That's awesome. Well, so we're going to go ahead and get this steamer turned on. It doesn't take long to heat up. I had some linen pants that I was working on earlier when I set things up and decided to go live. So I'm going to get these pants folded up while the steamer is going. I hope we have great luck with this hat. As you can tell, before and after we washed it, there's like a crease. So they must have just like folded it in half like this, which is devastating. But we're going to go ahead and fix that. I'm pretty sure that the steamer will get that. If it doesn't, you know what? We tried. And this is a new vest that I got. Again, I thrift a lot. I really like nice clothes, but I don't like to spend a lot of money on clothes. So one of the things you'll notice whenever you get a new vest or a new jacket, a lot of times the pockets are sewn shut. And I kind of look for that when I buy a vest at a thrift store, because that means that it was not worn a lot or the person didn't know what they were doing, which means it wasn't worn a lot at the same time. Rarely do people leave it like that to keep the pockets flat. So it's actually not supposed to be sewn shut. If this has ever happened to you, now you know. Normally you just get in there and snip it. So I would do this without the jacket on normally. You just get this going, and I'm going to do this later, but it was something that I noticed going into this, and so I said, you know what, rather than like try to hide it or anything, because I like to be honest and overshare, of course, because I'm autistic, I decided I would just go ahead and show everyone what happens here. Very common. I mean, really common. And you want to find this if you're thrifting and looking for anything decent. It's really not a complete stitching. It's easy to get. You can use a seam ripper, but I like those scissors better. Once you've made the cut all the way through, you just go ahead and pull out any extra threads. I'm throwing them on the ground because I don't have my trash can nearby. I suggest putting them in the trash can, or they get everywhere. So yeah, a little bonus. We'll learn about that. All right, we got lights coming on. We're getting pretty close to that. We'll go ahead and get this other side. Thanks for joining. If anybody wants to say hello or what you're up to, where you're at in the world, tell me that I'm doing something wrong. Everybody likes to do that. I don't mind. That's how we learn and get better. So again, remember, whenever you get a new suit, this is very common on a suit jacket, especially, are these jackets in the camera? Can they?
No, they're not.
All right. Well, generally on the back of a suit coat, I'll just pull one out. Another spot that you'll notice is right here. There'll be a little X stitching. That's not actually supposed to be there. That's just for shipping and so that your jacket stays in good shape as it travels throughout the world to get to you. So if you have that on any of your suit coats or blazers or jackets, go ahead and remove them like I just showed you. Take a seam ripper. I really love these scissors more than a seam ripper because I am not really a delicate-handed person. I just like to build things. I've been a carpenter most of my life. And honestly, ironing and doing chores like that with clothes is the same exact thing as building. There's nothing feminine about it. It's just an extension of the same thing I've been doing in life. All right, so now that I've actually got the pockets cut, we can get going here. So again, what I'm going to try to do is buffer this a little bit. This might be too big. I like to use towels when I'm doing this. I know there's mannequins and all sorts of cool stuff that people can have and use, but I'm not that cool. So anyways, this is just a basic cheap steamer. So we're going to start first by working on this bill because that's what I'm most concerned about, this crease. So we'll just start hitting it. I like to start by hitting the towel first. And I like to let that just drip over there. Looks like we're going to have to get under it too. You can definitely tell this is going to take a lot of work. Be alright though. It's exciting to see if it works. Once it gets hot, oh yeah, there it is right there. This is going to work. See how I shot the water at the towel first, because otherwise you get a lot of water on this, and we don't want that. I'm just going to work this with my fingers. It's already starting to come out. It just needs hot steam. And to not be placed in that position again, ever. You can see where it's at. It's right here. Again, if anybody wants to comment and tell me that I'm doing this wrong, feel free to do it. I'm a married man, so I'm used to being told I do things wrong. Yeah, that's actually working pretty good. We'll let that rest a second and hit this other side. All right, now that we're on the red, we gotta let that chill for a little bit as it cooks up a little more steam. Yep, that's actually working. That side was worse. I'm wondering what would happen if we just upfold this and work it from there. We're gonna give this a good shot. This was a pretty cheap hat. Well, it wasn't. I mean, this is like a $60 hat, but we got it pretty cheap. I think it was only $2.50 because it was a purple tag half off. So this is a good time to learn and practice and see if you can't make things work. I think upturning that is going to be a great idea. I think that's going to help us shape this more. Usually when I shape a collar, this is the same method I use, just steam and time and working it in. Hope everyone had a great week. I hope your boss wasn't too much of a boss. Hope your friends and family are okay. I hope you were okay. Hope you got to spend time with friends. We're almost ready. I left my tea in the other room. I was going to drink some sleepy time tea and prep for my naps, my overnight napping. Something tells me that by leaving this curled up, we're going to get way more out of it. I'm curious what's going to happen. Yep. It's already doing a lot better from that first hit of steam, which is good. Any more comments?
Mm-mm.
Any people watching?
Not many.
Slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's Friday night. I'm sure people are busy. I really appreciate everyone that's here, though.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for stopping by. I'll make a short out of this video, and I shout out to anybody that says hello, because I appreciate all of you. Please know that you are appreciated. A little bit of a slow start. We've got the red coat here that we washed. Is that in the camera?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, nice. So we're going to work on this collar too from this beautiful little red coat in a minute. I just want to see if we can get this bill to go. I think we can. It's already making huge improvement. I like to see that. That's already better. Now we're in on this other side. For anyone that sticks around in a little bit, you'll get to see how it works so much better on a collar. Oh, this is working great. It was definitely a crease. It definitely got folded. You can see already with a little pressure from being in this fold, that's holding a lot better. All right, this is working well. So this is going to be a new task for me to learn how to talk at the same time I'm working. And remember that there's actually people watching this later or now. So I'll just let you know what's going on here. We're in the Midwest. As I've said before, we have excellent water. It's been warm, but all of a sudden we got ourselves quite a bit of cold weather coming in. By cold, I mean just below freezing now, so not as bad as normal, which I kind of want because we tap the maple trees and make maple syrup. I'm sure you've seen some of the videos where I've done that. We'll show how we put that in jars later. This is absolutely working. I can feel right where it's at too. It's getting better. Yep, so the preferred stuff, I'll talk about maple syrup for a little bit because that is something I know a lot about. Been doing it most of my life. I think I started when I was about 8. I used to get out of school for it. Teacher just wanted to hear about it, so I'd always have to write a paper and talk about it. We're still red. So I always had to write a paper and talk about it. So essentially, what we do with maple syrup is whenever the temperature is above freezing during the day, below freezing at night, that's the best temperatures to really make that sap flow. I don't know why, it just is. So as I've shown in my other videos, what we like to do is set our spikes not low to the ground because then that's easier for animals to get to. And like raccoons and stuff, I mean, they want that sap too. It's good stuff. You can drink it right out of the tree. I've done it before. As you've seen in the videos, it's all good. So I like to put them a little higher so the animals can't really reach that as much as easily. I used to use buckets and spikes, which is what you call a tap, like a tube that's only up that long. We call those spikes. I used to use those, but I kind of just moved on to plumbing instead because I like it so much better. All right, and I did something wrong there. I forgot to spray it at the towel first, so go ahead and let me know in the chat or comment later if you see this online tomorrow or something that I did that wrong and that you could have done so much better, because I'm sure you could have. Yeah, so that's actually working pretty well. I think what I'm going to do is work the steam around in a circle and just kind of give all of this a good reshaping. It seems like that has helped this immensely to give it some more figure. So that's what we're going to do. This is just a hobby for me. I know there's professionals that do this all the time, and if you are one and you're watching, let me know. I've already learned a lot from experts and professionals. Again, this is just something I do because I've got a touch of autism and I like doing things. Otherwise I'll end up drinking or playing video games, and I don't do that stuff anymore. This is not as eventful as I thought it was going to be, but it is working, so there's that. It's definitely all in this edge. This hat has had a rough time with whoever owned it previously, but not so much anymore. We're going to take care of it. Looks to be a couple little spots maybe we could shape out in the top part of the hat. I don't know, maybe it's called a dome. If anybody watching later or right now wants to correct me on that, that's what I would call it. I found sometimes just a little heat takes care of that. Man, this is really coming out. This is working. It usually does. This is my first time doing a hat build like this. So Yep, surprise. This is my first time. But my channel is not about knowing everything and being the best at everything. It's about doing something. And it's about caring about other people and what they got going on in their life. So if you're watching this and you're alone or sad or bored or anything like that, let us know. Like I said, we'll have the call-in set up and you can call and talk. You don't have to tell us anything you don't want to tell us. That's not what this is about. Same reason why I'm building a website for adults with autism, because any adult that's tried to get therapy, as you know, they want all kinds of personal information. They want to flag you as some sort of creep and weirdo, when really you're just, neurodivergent. So we're going to have a website up and running with counselors anonymously set up that'll listen to you, talk with you, so you don't have to call a crisis line. Nobody will know anything about you. You could be a big burly construction worker or a librarian. It doesn't matter. You can get some help, some assistance from somebody that knows what they're doing, because I'm not necessarily the one that knows how to help somebody with autism. I just know what I have and what works for me, and that's doing things. So this is really working.
Excellent.
This is working well. So yeah, I think what we're gonna do is take this around one more time, because it's working so well. And then we're gonna let that sit. We're gonna work on this collar, because I really want to get this little jacket done. It is so cute. I could not believe it when we found it. It's so perfect. Look at it. Little buttons, little straps, pockets work. Man, wish I had something like that when I was a kid. Of course, not in red and not the girls' version, but like I said in the last video, my nephew Robbie, so if you're watching this, Robbie, you're the man. Don't ever forget that. He's got one made by Gap. It's all wool, fleece lined, unbelievable. I never had a coat like that. I grew up in a construction family, so we all wore just Carhartt. Not that there's anything wrong with Carhartt, that's just what we wore. You might be wondering why I wear nice clothes. It's because of what I just said. I grew up wearing Carhartt all the time, which is cool and all, especially if you've never worn it, and I'm sure, whatever, but no, I think all of us boys wore the same Carhartt clothes, actually. Me being the oldest, they got the hand-me-downs. I really think this has done it. Morgan's going to love this hat now. So we're just going to leave it shaped like that. Will you set that flat on the bed for me, please?
Mhm.
Thanks. Just leave that kind of like that. Really
Yeah.
keep that in the shape. All right, let's work on this beautiful little coat. I'll make some shorts out of this. Short clips, not shorts out of the coat, but some short clips out of this live video. Look at that. The little bit of work that we did in the bathtub and the tote. Again, I'm probably the only YouTube channel that works in their bathroom, in the bathtub, whatever. It's all clean. We got everything. It looks great.
The coat that way, just a touch. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually I could probably slide everything this way just a touch.
That would work.
So I can work a little bit
Yeah.
better in the spot. All right, so what we're going to do here This is always same method I always use. I just try to get an even line. Check it with the front. I like to leave it buttoned generally. But we're going to start with it flat and open first. Some little girl is going to get this jacket and just look like $1,000,000. And some other girl already did. I wonder how old she is right now. I wonder if she's like 13 and wondering where her coat went. Or maybe she's only 5 and is not even thinking about other coats just yet. I keep my little scissors here because you get these little strings here and there, and I like to just clip them. I've got a fabric shaver that I can also use, but I'm not going to just yet because I don't really see any pilling on this. Looks pretty nice. You know, I guess I never thought about this, but if anybody is interested in purchasing this jacket, let me know in the comments. You can tell me while we're broadcasting or later, while this is posted. If you want to purchase it, we'll figure out a shipping cost. I don't really care to keep the money. I'd like to just donate it again towards our project for autistic adults for the website. So yeah, I guess I never thought about that, but you know, I wouldn't feel bad about letting this go. So if somebody does want this jacket, does want to purchase it for their daughter or niece or something like that, yeah, let us know in the comments. We'll make it work. We're in the United States. That would probably be easier if you were, though. I'm assuming it only gets harder. Oh, this size. Thanks. So Morgan made a good point. This is at 3T. So if you want, I could even take measurements if you wanted to be sure. I've got tapes and stuff like that. So yeah, just let me know. We'll make sure that it goes to somebody that wants it. And again, all that money minus the shipping cost will roll forward right into the website to help support the counselors that are talking to autistic adults. I realize very few people are probably watching right now because I'm somewhat of a new channel, and that's alright, because it's not about me. It's about helping out other adults, because now they're finding more and more ways to detect people on the spectrum, which is cool and all, but they don't seem to have any resources of what to do when you find out. So say you're in your 40s like I was, and you find this out, there's really not much for you. You go to a therapist, you spend a fortune there, and you have to answer a whole lot of personal questions, and I don't really think that's right for an individual that's made it their whole life already and figured out coping mechanisms, but at the same time it's great to learn some better coping mechanisms. So these sleeves got a little bit wrinkled while we washed them. I'm very tempted to steam them and open them up, but they seem to be doing all right just by manually opening them up. We'll steam these cuffs too and see if we can't get that crease fixed again. If I said that wrong and it's called something else, please let me know in the comments while running live or afterwards when I posted it. Let me know I'm wrong. That it's called something else. We always like to do that. Go ahead, take your best shot. I think that looks great. I think this collar is coming along great. Yep. I wouldn't mess with it a whole lot more. I think it'd be crazy cool though if the person that did wear this jacket was old enough to watch YouTube on this channel and recognize their coat and be like, holy cow, that was my coat. All right, now we're going to work on some of these cuffs. If anybody's still watching, I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that stopped in. I know it probably wasn't the most eventful YouTube live channel. I'm sure there's other cool people. You can watch people milking cows or skinning animals or whatever else. I don't even know what else could be going on. Maybe some news. But not here. Here we are fixing clothing and raising funds for adults with autism. So there's that. Now to get these cuffs squared away. I won't keep you up all night. Once I get this particular set done, I'll see how the battery is on my phone. We'll go from there. Again, in the future, if you do show up and you want to talk about your day, love to hear about it. Especially if you're down, you feel like you got nobody to talk to. Because that's what this is all about. I feel like this could have been pulled out some more, but it's not where it's setting. What's up, Morgan?
It just looks funny when you're steaming in the sleeve and it's like pulsating.
Yeah.
It's just funny. You've got a comment from Elizabeth C.
Elizabeth C. Okay.
She says, my name is Rat.
Rat. Like R-A-T?
Yes.
It's nice to meet you, Rat. Hope everything's going well for you. Thanks for stopping in. Were you a subscriber or did you just happen to catch us on like scrolling through feeds, or how'd you find us? Appreciate your comment. Has Rat replied?
Nope,
Okay.
not yet.
Well, maybe Rat's still typing. No worries. Again, thanks for stopping by, saying hello, Rat. I appreciate that. Hope you had a great week. Hope you did something exciting, or however you enjoyed yourself this week. Again, if anybody is interested in buying this coat, just let me know. All profits will go to funding counseling for autistic adults. It's not about money for us. Maybe we'll work on this dart in the back a little bit. See if we can't get that to sit better. I doubt it will matter once the little girl's wearing the coat. Yeah, this is working too. This is coming out just fine. Well, that was cool. So we had a couple of commenters already. I really appreciate that. All right, I'll flip this and do the other side. Might have to steam this to get some of these wrinkles out. Got a different steamer that I use. I won't be doing it for today's broadcast. We'll do it a different day. We'll do it until I give this coat away or somebody buys it. Again, I'm trying to sell coats for our own personal profit. That's not what this is about. It's about helping out people with autism, specifically adults. There's a few more resources for the younger people, which is good. All right. I think everything about this is good now. I feel good about the collar. I think it's great. I think it's going to hold shape. There's a little bit of a curve in there maybe we can work on. Yes, that's hot. I think we got that out a little bit. Work on the other side again. So as our water is ready. And what time are we at?
We're at 7:41.
Hey, that's not bad. Can you see the battery on the phone, please?
Yeah, I can check. Plug it in.
Might have just a smidgen amount of time to iron some linen pants, because that's always fun.
Yeah.
It scares me. It's real.
I'll just plug it in.
Real nerves.
Here. Sorry about the shaky.
Get that fixed on the collar. Looks like just one more time is all it needs. Oh, we are out of water. So we're just going to call it good on this. That's about right. That's about how much it takes. Excellent work. Thanks for being here for this. There is a little spot. We'll go ahead and shave that. So it's good to get extra threads too, if you don't want to use the scissors. This is a Ruidla brand. I did my research, I listened to a lot of people, and they were right. This one works great, and it wasn't even that expensive. I think I talk about it in another one of my videos. I'm sure you could find it pretty quickly just by looking. So yeah, so we've got this jacket ready to go. I feel good about it. If I did something wrong, please let me know in the comments. You can do it now or after I posted this on YouTube later. People always like to let you know when you're doing things wrong. And I can take it. Give me your best shot. All right. So we're going to go ahead and hang this jacket up. You need a smaller hanger because it looks like that kid on A Christmas Story. Ralphie's little brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of looks like him right now.
Can't put my arms down.
Yeah, he can't put his arms down. Ah, just kidding. So before we turn this on, we're going to go ahead and add a little water. I'm sorry if you can't see the water. You missed some serious action right there. I like these little funnels. They work great. They make it easy. Makes everything look professional. I'm not even sure why I'm using steam on this linen because I'm pretty sure it's still a little damp. It hasn't air dried all the way, but that's all right. There's worse problems to have. Again, thanks for everyone that stopped by and checked this out. I appreciate it. Thanks for sticking around this long. If you did, you're a trooper. I'd give you a super badge if I had them. I might actually. I just gotta teach Morgan how to do it. Because if anybody was able to watch me do some chores this whole time and was interested, you deserve a super badge. Or a heart or something like that. Alright, so we're going to turn this on. Make sure, I'll probably just go back and heart everyone before I end the broadcast. That should work, right? Can't I give hearts?
I think so.
Because anybody that commented deserves a heart. I appreciate it. So these are what we would call flat fronts. I don't see a permanent pressed crease or seam at this. Oh my goodness. I think I added too much water, maybe. No, that's not possible. It's not over the line. That's what we use a towel for. That's alright. I like to make mistakes so you don't have to. What?
I've never seen it do that.
Yeah, me neither. Of course it happens when I'm on YouTube Live, but you know, whatever. Just is what it is. So since these are plain fronts, we don't have to worry so much. We're going to get the waist done first. If I'm doing this wrong, please let me know. I don't think I am. This is the way I like to do it. But if there's a better way,
You might want to move the board that way a little bit.
move
now.
back this way.
Yeah. Since you're using the end.
Yeah, alright. Thanks.
Yeah, that's better.
I got this set to a pretty high heat. And again, these were wet a little bit because I just washed them. Alright, so we're going to get this ironed out a little bit. If anybody's got any tips, I like them. Everything I learned from other people and some experience, I guess. when I was in the Marine Corps, I was 28 when I joined because I didn't think it was right that all the young kids were fighting and dying while I ran a business and owned a home and was enjoying life. So I joined, and it's funny enough, in boot camp, I seem to have been the only one that knew how to iron. So I didn't get stuck having to do a lot of the painful training, I guess you'd call it. Pretty much it was just hazing for the platoon not doing a good job. Everyone got hazed together. Except for me, because I was doing all the ironing for everyone's clothes because they didn't know how to. No matter how much the drill instructors tried to find somebody to replace me, there wasn't anybody. I was a master of ironing in the Marine Corps boot camp. If I wasn't loud enough today, please let me know. I'll be louder next time. I try to keep calm. I try to use a monotone. That's one of my coping mechanisms. Otherwise, I get very, very excited about the stuff I'm doing. I start to ramble. I speak very quickly. I get very excited because I'm very passionate about all the things I do. Even if it's boring to you, it's cool to me. I'm having a great time. I'm having a great time ironing. I'm having a great time chatting with people that might be watching this later. And again, please join us next time. I'd rather hear from you and see what's going on in your part of the world and what cool stories you've got to tell than ramble on about mine. Because I already know all my stories. I don't like when they get these little wrinkle spots you can't work around. So we've only got about maybe 15 more minutes of ironing. I like ironing linen because it's the great way to train. It is a great way to learn how to iron because it is not very forgiving. And if you make a mistake, you gotta live with it for a little bit. So for me, that's fun. That's exciting. It's exciting as ironing is ever going to get. If anybody has any questions about any of this stuff, feel free to comment. I'll even delete the comment later if you want. Or you can go to our Discord channel, which I believe I've got sitting up right now with a pin. You can go to Discord, you can send a message there, you can ask us anything. I don't mind answering questions. If you're embarrassed, I understand completely. I'm embarrassed all the time. I'm embarrassed right now, to be honest with you. This is very nerve-wracking for me. This is embarrassing, but I do it to face fear because I like to do that too. The more scared I am when I do something, the happier I am to do it. I don't know why. It's just some weird thing about me, I guess. It's just a very small spot we got to get around the package and the caboose. Again, if you know some other tricks about ironing, I'd love to hear them. Or if I'm doing something wrong, go ahead and let me know in the Discord channel or comment later after I posted this. Everybody loves to let you know that you did something wrong. And I can take it, so give me your best shot. All right, this is moving along just great. We're almost done with one leg up high. I understand some of you are celebrating Ramadan, some of you are celebrating Lent. I've got Passover myself coming up soon, and we wear linen for that. I don't know if you wear linen for Lent or if you wear linen for Ramadan. I'd like to hear about it though. Let me know what you do, how you celebrate the new year, this new time of year, I mean, not the new year. If you don't do any of that stuff and you have your own customs and beliefs that aren't spiritual or religious, or they're just spiritual, whatever, let me know. I'm interested. I'd like to hear about it. If you celebrate Ashtar or Freya or whatever the Norse gods are up to, let me know. I'm curious. All right, I think we've done the hardest part. Now what we're going to really do is just situate for the legs. And again, these are plain front, so these are really easy to do. Whenever there's a flat front, plain front, whatever you want to call it, everyone's different. Everyone's wrong and right, I understand. So when they don't have the permanent press down the middle, whatever we call those, I like those the most. You almost can't mess them up, because really you mess them up by going over that permanent press. But the only way you could mess this up is to make your own press. So what I try to do is stretch out, follow the seams, work from the seams. We're just going to go down the middle first. And we're going to start pushing outward. Making sure that we don't fold it underneath, because that's a no-no. And if my little nephew Robbie is watching this, if his mom lets him watch this, Robbie, this is how it's done, buddy. Learn how to do this. Don't let anybody tell you that it's feminine or weird or anything like that, because it's not. I did this in the Marine Corps. Infantry. Machine gunner. And it got me out of all kinds of pain and torture, which I'm sure would have been much more fun to do that stuff instead. But not me. I ironed. Only in boot camp, though. Only in boot camp. It wasn't that cool afterwards. There was plenty of fun hazing to take place afterwards. So we're going to go ahead and run this seam now that we've gotten it flattened out. I believe we can get it great. I'm going to have to let my sister-in-law know that I've shouted out to Robbie like 3 or 4 times now on my YouTube lives. Soon I'll teach Robbie how to do his tie and wear vests and stuff. Alright, I think that's coming along great. What I'm going to do is just go ahead and check this bottom a little bit. Oh look, one of the black threads from the pocket that I did at the beginning of things. Again, we're going to do the same thing. If I'm doing this wrong, or you know a better way, please let me know. I'm sure everyone watching is the expert. I'm just some schmuck, but I can admit that. And I'm always open to learning new things. Alright, that pant leg is done. We'll do the other one. So look at the difference. Look at those differences. Believe it or not, these aren't even the ones I wear around. These are the ones I wear in the house after I get home from work each day. I like to switch out into some comfortable clothes. And there's a huge difference. We've done a lot. We've done a lot together. I appreciate your help. Thanks for cheering me on. Like I said, these are my sleep pants. Sometimes I eat dinner in them. I'm pretty sure I spilled chili on them before. I don't know. They were super expensive linen pants that I got for next to nothing. I don't know. Do you remember? These were actually this is the most expensive pair that we ever found in a thrift store, I believe.
Yeah, I think they were like 15 maybe.
These were $15. But they're linen. And I know everybody.
I think they still had tags on them.
Yeah, they still had tags on them. And I know that everybody on the spectrum has different tactile sensory issues, but mine are in a way that I kind of like some rougher things. I like to wear wool. I like to take a nylon bristle to my fingertips. To me, that's a great feeling. I know that's weird to everyone else. That's just is what it is. I'm used to being weird to everyone else, and it doesn't bother me anymore. So we're just going to go ahead and worry about getting this done instead of what other people think about our tactile sensory issues. But if you do have some issues, I suggest trying some linen. It might be more comfortable than polyester. It is a cooler feel. It is a little bit more abrasive feeling. It's not quite as soft as, to be honest with you, even denim might be softer. But I don't know. If it works for you, then it works. That's all that really matters. Well, I'm giving shouts out. See how I'm doing this, Robbie? There's nothing to it. Just do not leave the iron down. You can leave it facing down, but pick it up some. Alright, looks like we got that side pretty well done. Boy, I love the look and feel of linen. I cannot wait to put these on and go to sleep for the night. I've got a wonderful Banana Republic shirt that I accidentally got two of because I liked it so much while thrift shopping. So one of them is now my sleep shirt. It also is a very linen type shirt. And I like that feel. That's my favorite PJ feel. So I've got a bit of an obsession with buying everything linen, and I like wool. And I know people say, oh, wool's so scratchy. Yeah, it is, but if you're wearing it correctly, it really isn't even touching your skin. Maybe the pants, but there is no way you're going to tell me that wool dress pants feel horrible. Unless that's your tactile issue, then I completely understand. But it's not anything like the itchy wool that most people relate it to. All right, I think these pants are about done. They've dried out a little bit even, which is what I needed to wear them to bed. They're nice, they're cozy, they're going to be great. So I appreciate everyone who stopped by today, tonight, wherever it is where you're at. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. We might go live again after we've thrifted some things. I'll let you know. I'll try to give you another 30-minute heads up. Try to build a pattern throughout the week, so you can definitely expect to see us on Wednesday. And I'll wash another coat on Wednesday. I got a lovely coat. I mean lovely. Actually, there's probably like 30 coats that are out there to wash, and they're all pretty nice. But there's two in particular I'd really like to try. It's Oscar de la Renta, I believe, right? Yep. That's a really nice one. All wool, men's suit coat. I'd like to try that. And then I've already washed it once, but I want to wash it again. I'm not confident with where it's at. I think it's still dirty. It must have been a smoker's jacket. You'll have that. And then I'm definitely going to worry about trying to get this. Was it Boston? What's that? That big purple jacket. Oh man,
yeah.
it's unbelievable. Forecaster. It's Forecaster brand, 100% wool, purple. The lapel is a hood. It's for Morgan, of course. She gets all the cool stuff. I really want to wash that one too. That to me would make me happiest. I'll worry about the coats that I found that fit me later. Most of the coats that we find, and I mean like 90% of the coats, don't fit either of us. They're gonna go. I shouldn't even really say this because family members might actually find me on here. But if they do, that's gonna be your Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever presents. I want everyone in my family to have a really nice wool coat. So I find them at the thrift store. I fix them. I wash them, and I make videos about it. So if anybody else wants to learn how to do it, you can probably find. I mean, very expensive coats, and their quality is better anyways. It's not really just the price. You're going to get them for like $5 to $10. It's not really about the price, it's about the quality. And again, I grew up in construction. I spent 25 years in construction. I know all about Carhartt and denim. I'm telling you, we missed it. We missed the memo. We didn't understand the assignment. Wool is better. It's better for you. It's better against the elements. Feels great. If you wear it right, and you look great in it. So again, you can watch my videos. I'm not going to beg or say, please like and subscribe. But if you are interested in seeing all these things, then yes, subscribe. You'll catch it out. And if you're interested in helping out people with autism, especially adults, you could purchase almost anything that I'm wearing or anything that I'm working on. I'll sell everything I own and give it to counselors to help the autistic adults in this world. Because there's just not enough resources. And it's not about money for me. So, all right, I'm going to click the hang up button on this. And thank you for being here. I'm going to heart react everyone that chatted first. If that's a thing. That's not a thing. All right. Well, I can't heart it, everyone. So it's nice seeing you. And now I just try to figure out how to hang up. All right. Thumbs up.